Hey guys, I'm back. It's been a while. I've been kind of busy with music and life in general. I've been working on a 5-track EP lately, and today I'm gonna break down one of those 5 tracks. But before we get into that, here's a snippet of how it sounds, and I'll see you in the Ableton session after that. Okay, so here we are in the Ableton session. I have quite a lot of tracks going on, more than I usually have actually. So let's just start from the top with the melodic elements. The main element of the track is this E-piano right here. It's just a stock Ableton instrument called E-piano Basic, where I've just dialed down the release noise, the attack tone, and the amp, I think, also some of the force and the growl, just to get the sound as soft as possible. Then a small low cut at 115 Hz just to take out the extreme low end of the sound to make room for the kick and the bass. Then I have the tape Melodic with the Rhodes Warmer preset. I just dialed down some of the noise and the wear and the mechanics because I thought they were just a little bit too much, and I wanted to add my own noise and rain sounds on a separate track. And then I have Valhalla Vintage reverb. The chords I'm playing in the song are very simple. It's G major, and then it's A minor, C major, and G major again. So very simple chords. Also in the intro I have this little atmospheric sound, ambient sound. Just tucked away in the background. It's just a loop from Splice, I think, that I've just pitched to the right key of the song here, and then just drowned it in a bunch of reverb and made it a little more wide. In the intro, I also have these vocals. This is just a vocal drone from a Mondo Loops pack, I think, where it just holds one note, and then I've pitched the 3 separate tracks to match the pitch of the chord, and then I've just drowned all of the tracks in a bunch of reverb again, and also the whole group, just to glue it all together. Then I also have this little piano melody here. That's just the Imagiro Piano 2. I like to dial down the tone just by 2 here, and then remove all the noise and some of the hammers and pedal noise. It just gets a little bit too much for me. And then I just have some small EQ and a little bit of delay and some reverb. So that's the intro. Sounds like this together. Also in the intro, I thought it would be quite cool just to have a little bit of myself beatboxing. Tucked away all the way in the background. I just thought it would be a cool little effect. And then also, of course, I have some rain in the background throughout the whole track. And some risers and stuff. So all those instrumental elements carry throughout the song. They come in and out at different places. In the breakdown in the middle, I just have the chords and that ambient noise. So in the drop, a couple more elements come in. The only other instrumental element that comes in the drop is this guitar lead. I think I recorded it, and then I have a tape machine at my desk. I've sent it through that just to get a little more grit to it, a bit more distortion. Then apparently I sent it through this tape Melodic again to give it a little more drive and to give it a little width and some flutter effects. Then some EQ to cut out some of the high and some of the low. And this CLA 3A just to control the peaks. Then I have some delay and some Valhalla Vintage reverb again. For the drums, I kept them very simple. This is what they sound like all together. And this is without the kick, obviously. So I have this snare and an accent snare. just to give it a little more groove. Then I have these two rides. One of them is panned slightly to the right, and one of them is panned slightly to the left. And then I have this hi-hat. Then I have this percussion loop. This guy also has a little bit of a snare thing. Then I found a very cool drum loop that I've just high-passed a lot because I thought it added a nice little groove, but I didn't want the low end from the kick. Then a brush pan to the right and a brush pan to the left. And then with the kick, on the drum bass, I have some stuff also. I already have a video on my channel about how I mix my drum bass. This is a little different what I did here. Some of the elements have stayed the same, but I've made this a little more simple. I didn't want to do too much to it. I have this J37 tape machine. Thought it was really cool just to add some saturation and some grit to the sound. Also, this preset I've used gave it a little more width as well. Then Oxford inflator, turn the effect up to 100% and just gain matches. Then a little bit of an EQ here and a sidechain compression to the kick so it ducks out when the kicks hit. And then I've sent some of the elements to a return track just to get some reverb on the stuff. Sounds like this. Just to give it that effect of being in a room. This is what it sounded like with the drum room. And this is without. So it's kind of drastic difference. I just think it glues it kind of together and makes it feel more organic and more real than if you don't have it, and just glues the sounds together better. Then I have just a simple bass line played on my Fender Mustang. A lot of low end. Almost a sub bass, but I've played it on my bass guitar. I just think that works better. The only element that isn't in the first drop that's in the second drop is this arpeggiator here. That's just the same E-piano I've used before. I've just given it a bit more attack tones, so it sounds more like a bell than an E-piano. So yeah, that's how I made this track. As I've said before, I'm working on an EP with some of these same sounds, the same E-piano and the lead guitar stuff. Hoping to have that finished soon and released with a label. I'll let you know when that comes out or when I have some news about it. Till then, just remember, someday things will get better. See you guys around.